Hey everyone, it's Tobes, and welcome to your second monitor. Today for Midweek Magic, we have the Brawl Builder Challenge. I really like these Brawl Builder Challenges. It asks us to make a Brawl deck centered around one of the legends from the most recent standard set, which right now is Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you're not familiar with Brawl, it is the same as Commander, except that it's 1 versus 1. Both players have 25 life, there's no commander damage rule, and you can put a Planeswalker in the command zone, but of course not for this event because we're here to build Avatar cards, or decks around Avatar cards. So I built around Zuko Conflicted, and we're going to take a look at that deck list now. If you're interested in an actual commander deck based around Avatar cards, take a look at my channel. I release a new one every Thursday, and I'll continue to until Lorwyn drops in mid-January. Particularly this Thursday, you're going to see a different version of Zuko that chronologically comes after this one. But for now, let's talk about Zuko Conflicted. Our commander is a 2/3 legendary human rogue for a red and a black that has one ability. At the beginning of our first main phase, we choose one of these 4 options that hasn't been chosen, and we lose 2 life. So we're going to lose 2 life no matter what thing we choose, and we're going to do that every time. We can draw a card, we can put a counter on Zuko, we can add a red mana to our pool, because remember, this is our first main phase, not just our upkeep, or we can exile Zuko and then return him to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Because this is Zuko at the end of Chapter 2 or in the middle of Chapter 3 during the Day of Black Sun. And it's Zuko trying to decide who he is, who he wants to be, which side he wants to be on. So we've seen him to this point. He's learned a lot, he's gotten stronger, he's developed his firebending, and now he's choosing to be on a side that he didn't expect to be. So it's very thematic for this card, and it's a little bit of an interesting decision point every time we have to decide this at the start of our first main phase. We look at our hand and we say, okay, we've already drawn our card, we are 1 mana short of a good card we want to play, so let's add a red mana this time. Or, I don't really have a lot of action in our hand, let's draw a card. Or, it's time to attack or block, let's make sure Zuko is strong enough to have that happen. So making these choices and saying, alright, I've got a land in hand, and I'm 2 mana away from a cool spell, so I'm not going to add mana this time. I'll draw a card to put a counter on instead. It's fun. It feels like a lot of interesting decision points that make a difference. And that feels right for Zuko too. But it is fair to say that Zuko's last ability, which we don't have to choose last, but we're going to, is a downside mechanic. We lose control of our commander. So how do we deal with that? We've got a few ways. The first one is we can sacrifice him. Cards like Village Rites let us get all the value we want out of Zuko, and then before our first main phase, on the turn where we would have to send him away to someone, and pay 2 life for the privilege of sending him away, we can just pay a black mana and sacrifice him and draw 2 cards. Zuko will then go to our command zone, which is not terrible for us. He's a 2-drop commander. So in our Rakdos deck, we have plenty of lands and plenty of ramp, so that we can easily recast him by the time this is happening, because it's likely to be around turn 5 or so. We have several different ways, as you just saw, to get value out of Zuko from sacrificing him before our opponent's able to take him. It's also possible that we don't mind if our opponent takes Zuko. You know, it does cost them 2 life to get any value out of him at all. So that means we have ways of... most of our deck is trying to make our opponent's life total low enough that by the time that can be the case, that 2 life, or maybe even 4 life if we let them keep control of him, that might push us over the edge and win us the game. Or maybe they'll sacrifice him or otherwise get rid of him, and then he goes back to our command zone and they did our work for us and paid 2 life at least once in the process. But the most fun way to deal with Zuko is to donate him. If he wants to change sides, we can certainly help with that. Harmless Offering is 2 and a red for a sorcery that gives target opponent control of one of our permanents. So what we do is, maybe our first time we get Zuko's trigger, we put a counter on him. And the next time we add mana. And the third time we draw a card. But during that turn that we drew the card, before the end step, what we do is we Harmless Offering Zuko. Our opponent gains control of Zuko, and we pass the turn. They go to their first main phase, and Zuko will trigger. They have to lose 2 life, and then choose one of these 4 options. But because Zuko didn't change zones, he only changed controllers, these first 3 options are already chosen. We chose them, but it doesn't matter who controls Zuko, or it doesn't matter who controls Zuko, it matters when he came in. So our opponent is forced to choose this final option, exiling Zuko and returning to the battlefield under our control, because we are their opponent. So for 3 mana, with Harmless Offering, we got all the value we need out of Zuko, and then we'll go to our opponent's turn, they'll lose 2 life and give us Zuko right back. He loses his counter, but they lost 2 life in the process, and we get to start the whole process all over again. Pretty sweet. Fateful Handoff is similar to Harmless Offering, except that it's black, it costs 1 more, it only works on artifacts and creatures, and it lets us draw cards equal to the mana value of whatever we're donating before we do it. So it costs 1 more than Harmless Offering, but it also draws us 2 cards with Zuko, since he's a 2-drop. Pretty sweet. The last way we can deal with Zuko, if he ends up on our opponent's side of the board, I mean, we don't want this, but we have 16 removal spells in our deck, and all of them can kill Zuko. Interestingly, most flavorfully, Lightning Bolt, or maybe this is a flavor fail? Let me know in the comments below. But Zuko does have one other downside mechanic, which is that we're losing 2 life every time we do this. Now, it's worth it. These are all, variably powerful effects, but it's 2 life every turn. We're just getting bled by our commander. So we have a theme of life gain, different ways for us to gain life over the course of the game. From Blood Artist effects, like Blood Artist itself and Bastion of Remembrance, from Enters triggers, like Ayara and Bantu's Monument, from attack-based life gain, such as Basilisk Collar giving something, like maybe Zuko, lifelink and Death Touch, or Reaper's Talisman, letting whatever's attacking gain Death Touch and then draining our opponent for 2 life. Or we have fun stuff like Raven Eagle, which is graveyard removal and rewards us at that graveyard removal that can make clue tokens, and then it rewards us by draining our opponent every time we draw our second card. But my favorite of all these is Polluted Bonds. This is a 5-mana black enchantment that drains our opponent for 2 and gains us 2 life every time they have land come into play, which isn't just great because the amount of life we're gaining and draining our opponent for is the same amount that Zuko is taking away from us, but also this is in a format where people are earthbending all over the place. So not only are they getting lands into play so that they can earthbend them, and then those lands may be dying or being exiled and then returning to play tapped thanks to the earthbending mechanic, so we get a double landfall trigger, but also in those decks, people tend to run a lot of ramp. So they're going to be getting even more lands into play, especially early on, assuming their deck is working right, and that gives us plenty of life buffer to not have to worry about Zuko's triggers or about losing the game, and it drains them a lot by just doing the thing they were going to do anyway. Speaking of drain, we are running 16 spells that drain or burn our opponent, and we can use some of that burn, of course, on, any target, like Lightning Bolt, but other ways to just make our opponents lose life, in addition to Zuko, like, it feels thematic. And I mentioned earlier, we can sacrifice Zuko. We're running 6 scam cards that will bring our commander back to the battlefield under our control when he dies. So different ways for us to not lose Zuko or not have to recast Zuko from the command zone as a nice little benefit. And most of them all of them are pretty inexpensive. Since Zuko is going to someone else's board, it does feel like they're stealing him a little bit. So we're running a little bit of theft ourselves. We've got a Tali Primal Storm, which of course is a 6-mana red 6/6 dinosaur, that when it attacks, we exile the top card of both players' libraries, and then if we got spells from those cards, we can cast them for free. So Atali is a nice way not just for us to take things from our opponent, but also for us to hit some of our expensive cards without having to pay for them, such as Mutinous Massacre. This is the one Wrath we have in the deck because we want to try and win using our creatures, even though we're not running that many creatures. This is a 7-mana Rakdos sorcery that has us choose odd or even and destroy every creature with a mana value of that quality. So if we choose even, we're going to destroy every even mana value creature, including tokens that don't have a mana value because they have MV0. This is also a nice way for us to get Zuko off the board if it looks like he's about to change sides. And then we gain control of all the other creatures remaining, untap them, and they gain haste until end of turn. So it's an act of treason for everything that lived. So this is sort of our mob rule or insurrection effect for the deck. Get rid of everything that we don't want to stay, attack with everything we do, hopefully close out the game that way. We're running a lot of card advantage in this deck, a little bit of protection, plenty of ramp, and most importantly, or most fun I think, we've seen our donate spells let's talk about our donations. These are cards that just go to our opponent if we want them to anyway. For 1 and a red, we get a 2/1 Human Rogue in Humble Defector that lets us tap to draw 2 cards, but then our opponent gains control of it. We can only do this during our turn, although we can do it at instant speed. So even though this is not terrible, because if it goes to our opponent, they might attack or block with it, they might sacrifice it to something else, but they're probably going to tap it to draw cards and we'll get it right back, because who can resist free card draw? However, we can activate this ability, and with the ability on the stack, sacrifice Humble Defector with something like Village Rites. Then we'll draw cards from Village Rites and from the trigger, and our opponent has nothing to gain because the creature's in the graveyard. Also a nice way to use this. Finally, really fun card from Ravnica Allegiance, 5 and a black and a red for Captive Audience. It's an enchantment that enters under our opponent's control. And just like with Zuko, at the start of their turn, albeit during the upkeep rather than the start of their pre-combat main, they get to choose one of these options that hasn't been chosen. Either their life total becomes 4, they discard their entire hand, or they give us 5 2/2 black zombies. So much fun. And it is expensive, like we have a few cards that are expensive, but like I mentioned, we have ways to get them out for free, and we've got plenty of ramp to cast everything we want to cast. So that's plenty of conversation about Zuko Conflicted. Let's get over our conflicts, and let's get into the gameplay. I'm really excited to see what people are running in this event. All right, we're into game 1. We are up against Adonis. Oh, an Adonis, very nice. And this is the Earth King. The Earth King is a really fun deck. We can't keep this hand because we need black mana, but Earth King is a great card. Check out my channel for a recent video in which we got to play a mono green deck where the Earth King is one of our best cards. All right. Our opponent's going to be doing a little bit of ramping from the start. We're going to Raucous Theater, and yes, we'll take a little bit more mana. We've got plenty of low-cost things, particularly our commander, to get out early on. All right, we've got a 4/2 trample. We'll just go ahead and play Zuko, get him going. And we can bedevil this if we want to on our next turn. Sylvan Scavenging is really annoying. They can make themselves a raccoon if they want to. Or just make it bigger. Great. That's okay with me. So how do we want to do this? I think we're going to add mana here. We're going to go ahead and play Blightstep Pathway on black. We will Bender's Waterskin. We've got 2 mana left, and we can Blood Artist. So we'll just pass. This way, hopefully, they continue to pump up their Wildwood Patrol, so that when we bedevil it, they've lost all the value they got from Sylvan Scavenging. But we'll see how this goes. Rabid Bite to kill our Blood Artist, that's fine. We'll drain them for 1. Alright, we will not block. Do they keep pumping it up? Nope, they make a raccoon. That's okay with me. Let's just go ahead and put a counter on Zuko. And we'll play out our Phyrexian Tower, just so we have a way to sacrifice Zuko next turn if we need to. How do we want to do this? I think we can Dubious Delicacy now and kill off their Wildwood Patrol. And let's just attack. They're going to take the damage. Presumably. Or they'll block with the Raccoon and the Llanowar Elves? Okay. Well, we're going to not dead after all Zuko. And we can go ahead and kill their Raccoon. Get Zuko back. And pass. So they play the Earth King. They get rid of the Dubious Delicacy. Or we can just crack it. Gain 3 life. And they don't get their food token. This is the power of Bender's Waterskin, untapping on every untapped step. All right, we've got a new Zuko. I think we're going to gain mana. And we use it, play the Swamp, we use it for Falconwrath Noble. We've got just enough mana to cast Bedevil if we want to. We'll attack with Zuko. No blocks, good. I'm really hoping to Bedevil the Earth King. Prodigious Growth, never mind. Goodbye Llanowar Elves. And we will drain them for one in the process. Oh, and they've had enough. Good game, Adonis. Yeah, we're not running, like, removal.deck, but this is a Rakdos deck. We've got to be here to kill your stuff. Alright, let's see what our little prize is for this. We get Zu-Ifrit, Osteoharmonist. Check out this video's description for a commander deck built around Zu-Ifrit that I'm really pleased with. Really great card. Alright, we're into game 2. We are up against Marion. Ooh, with Sokka. This is another deck that's going to be on my channel, albeit in a little while. Okay, interesting. Let's keep this. Let's start with Lindblom, I suppose. Oh. Tapped. Sokka gives allies menace and prowess, and makes allies when they cast non-creature spells. You've got a compassionate healer? Well, but I have Zuko. When it becomes tapped, they gain life and scry 1. That's going to give them a lot this game. Alright, thinking about it. Thinking about it a lot. Alright, ooh, we're doing lessons? Sokka doesn't care about lessons, but maybe they've got them in there for another reason. Get a little bit of preordaining going on here. I assume they won't be attacking with their healer. Let's find out. Alright. Seems good. Zuko. I don't think we need the mana yet. Let's put a counter on Zuko. We'll go ahead and play this Swamp. And let's attack with Zuko. Maybe they'll trade the healer. I imagine they will not. Nope. So we can Tithing Blade to get rid of that hero. Or healer, rather. And we'll pass the turn. Leaving up Malakir Rebirth in case they get rid of Zuko. It's Aang. Airbend up to one other non-land permanent. That's okay with me. Okay, so they've got other allies that care about lessons. That's fine. Huh. I suppose... Sure wish we had an untapped land, but that's okay. We will play out Kazul's Fury as a land, and then Morbid Opportunist. We'll get Zuko and Nowhere to Run next turn, I think. Alright, let's see what we got here. Sunbaked Canyon is one of the Modern Horizons lands? Yeah. Alright, opponent, what do you got for me? Surely something. It's Sokka. Nothing else to cast after Sokka. Ooh, Bender's Waterskin is tempting. But I think we're going to Malakir Rebirth as a land. We're going to play Zuko. And we're going to show that Sokka has nowhere to run. We could do this on their turn, but I'd rather not risk a counterspell of some sort. Draw a card. And what would be nice is if they draw a land here, or play a land, and they just replay Sokka, because then we can bedevil him, and maybe we're ahead of the game that way. We gonna remove Zuko again? Sure can. What do you got for me, opponent? Yue. Okay. 3/3 Flying Vigilance. You can cast non-creature spells from your hand without paying their mana cost if you waterbend 5. Oh, pretty good. Okay. Attack with Aang. Let's go ahead and put a counter on Zuko. We will play out the Bender's Waterskin. And we will attack with Zuko. And I think before they can... Yeah, let's try and be a little tricky with them. Let's end the turn, and then during their upkeep, we're going to bedevil Yue to force them to use Yue now or lose her. And they lose her. All right. I assume they want to get Sokka back. Vein Ripper's pretty good. If it looks like their blue mana is going to be tapped down, I'll definitely play out the Vein Ripper. Alright, Introduction to Annihilation on Zuko. That's fine with me. Zuko now costs 4. No big deal. Yep. We will attack with the Morbid Opportunist. And we will play out our Vein Ripper. Try and rip some veins. Could use some more land. We're doing okay for now. It's also true that if we wanted to spend the mana, we could have put Zuko in the graveyard and Tithing Blade to make a sort of ill-gotten gains, or ill-gotten inheritance, in a way. What was that? Oh, Soken'zan. Got it. Pyro Tea-Master. Talk about opponents gaining control of things. Love to put this in this deck, but not in our color identity. Lets them make a friend, and then put a 1/1 counter on that token for each permanent you own that your opponents control. That's cool. Unfortunately, we have ways of sacrificing things, and we can kill that stuff. So let's play out our Mayhem Devil. And attack with our Vein Ripper to get in a little bit of damage. What's the best way to do this? You can play June. Just to have played her. And in the turn. If they want to kill the Vein Ripper, they're going to have to lose something. Probably one of their tokens. June, of course, can sacrifice creatures to make clues. Marion is thinking about it. A lot to consider. Water Tribe Rallier. The Waterbend ability, look at the top 4, reveal a creature card, power 3 or less, put it in your hand. Yeah, so draw yourself a card. Got it. Beginning of combat, they can have us gain something. Well, we're going to... Oh, we can only do June on our turn. Well, we can Nasty End this thing they gave us to draw 2 cards. Use that to ping down this. Vein Ripper, double trigger. Morbid Opportunist draws us a card. Nasty End draws us 2 cards. Iroh gives us a clue. And makes a 2/2, I believe. Or chooses not to give us a clue, I guess. Kabira takedown on Mayhem Devil. That's fine. Triggers the Vein Ripper. They have access to no blue mana. Which means Mystifying Maze, really cool in this deck. We're going to try and get rid of all the odd-numbered cards. See if we can just steal things. Odd mana value creatures, that is. Get some triggers. They're down to 1. Good game to you. Good game, Marion. Pretty good. I mean, it feels like cheating to Insurrection away our opponent's, you know, all of their creatures by killing half of them and stealing the others. But it's a 7-mana sorcery. 7 mana should be able to get you close to winning the game if it doesn't win it for you. Alright. Our second little prize is Unstoppable Plan. Delightful. Really cool. Alright. Let's keep it going. Into game 3 against Heibai Forest Guardian. Alright. This is a 5-mana Shrines deck. So maybe not going to be terrific for us. But we can sure give it a try. Up against Recti-Rex. We'll play out our Basilisk color. Alright, we can play out our commander. Interestingly, we have Faithful Handoff in hand. Dragon Sniper is cool. I suppose we will draw. Okay. We're going to play this Bender's Waterskin and use its mana. Oh, we can't equip. It costs 2. That's fine. We'll just attack with Zuko. And we will feign death on Zuko so that both creatures die, but we get Zuko back. Always want to make sure you, when you're using a scam card, you don't send your commander back to the command zone, because then you've wasted your scam card. Interestingly, Undying Malice and Feign Death are the same card, just one's from Crimson Vow, one's from AFR. Cynical Loner. Okay. Alright. We can... Cynical Loner is just a 3/1 right now. Let's go ahead and add mana. And play Combustion Man. That seems scary. We'll attack with Zuko, see if they block. I assume they won't. And then Bender's Waterskin untaps, and we have access to Undying Malice again if we need it. Putting Basilisk Collar on Combustion Man is delightful, because it means that whatever damage he does is going to have lifelink associated with it, including the damage from his triggered ability. And it's also Death Touch damage, so if they have something really big that we decide to hit with it, or that rather blocks Combustion Man, that thing will die. Okay. Awesome Edge of Eternity's Godless Shrine. Very cool. Sledge class Siege Ship. It's an Elvish Piper once it's got 7 or more charge counters on it. So it's pretty close already. And then Cynical Loner lets them find something else and entomb it. We will put the Basilisk Collar on Combustion Man, and if they don't want to take the damage, we will kill their Seed Ship. Well, a little bit of a shame that we don't have land here. Let's put the Collar on Combustion Man. We will hold up Nowhere to Run and Undying Malice, of course. Go ahead and come in for 8. This way they just take the 4 ahead of time, so we come in for 12. That's pretty okay. We will pass. We've got 3 mana, so we can Nowhere to Run and Undying Malice. Ice-Till Explorer's pretty good. Lets them take land from their graveyard. Lets them mill. Mirari's Wake in the graveyard. Woof. Very dangerous. We'll go ahead and Nowhere to Run their Cynical Loner, so they can't entomb anything else. Great. So we'll draw a card with Zuko. Ooh. We get a land. Even though we can't tap it for mana this turn, that's okay with me. We'll go ahead and get a swamp. We can Fateful Hand off Zuko, which we will. Let's go ahead and attack with Combustion Man. We will let them... Oh, never mind. They didn't want it. They see the writing on the wall. Good game, Rexty Rex. So the idea here was I was going to choose Ice-Till Explorer, which means they either lose the Ice-Till Explorer, or they're going to take 4 lifelink damage, or they block with the Sledge class Seed Ship, and they'll lose it as well because of Death Touch. And if they don't want to lose either of these, then they're just taking the damage anyway. Yeah. And I was going to Fateful Hand off Zuko to them, so they'll take 2 more damage no matter what at the start of the next turn anyway. So that's fun. That is our 3 games. We'll see what kind of cosmetic prize we get here. It's Bossing Say! Oh, that's really exciting. I'm excited about that. Alright, well we can't have a video with just 3 games, so let's keep going with Zuko and see how conflicted he remains. Alright, into game 4. We're up against the walls of Bossing Say. Oh no. I wanted to build this deck, but I said, maybe it's a little too niche for this kind of video, but I'm excited to see what they've come up with here. We'll start off with a Cascading Cataract. Okay, I'm ready to see what this malarkey is. Let's get out Zuko. Zuko notably never attacked the walls of Bossing Say. Zuko was able to pass right in. Glaring Fleshraker. Gross. How do we want to deal with this? We don't have any land in hand, so we can't use a kill spell yet. Let's go ahead and make some mana. We'll use it to get our Mind Stone out. We'll play out the Fellmire. And I think we're going to pay the mana, or pay the life, so we can play and equip the Swifties. And we'll attack with Zuko. Glaring Fleshraker gets them a spawn every time they cast something colorless, which they're going to only do colorless spells. We're down to 16, which means we're down to 14, thanks to Zuko. We could Sad Robot, I suppose. Zuko's just going to get blocked by their spawn token. It's not ideal for us. But we will attack with Zuko. Or by the UFO, I suppose. That's true. Let's play out our sad robot, get ourselves a little bit more land, and have a blocker. We will go ahead and get another red source. We're like 2/3 black in this deck, but we have Itali Primal Storm in hand. If we draw another land next turn, maybe we get to cast it. We'll see. Probably not if we're going to Nasty End Zuko. Although we can do that on our subsequent turns upkeep so we don't take the damage from Zuko. Ooh, it's Karn. Alright. Pass right through combat. Alright. Okay. So we can't, unless we draw an untapped land here, which we don't. We can bedevil something away though, and that Glaring Fleshraker is probably the best choice for it. Although Karn can keep making these Karn structs. Yep, we'll keep that on top. So how do we want to do this? I think we're going to attack Karn. See what they do. I assume they're just going to throw away one of their spawn. Nope, they've got the UFO again, of course. That's reasonable. We will hold up Nasty End next turn when we've got 6 mana available to us. And I think right now we got to get rid of something. Or we could Diabolic Intent right now. I think I'd rather Nasty End. Let's bedevil Karn. There's just no way to take care of him otherwise. And the Fleshraker is going to keep pinging us, but that's just how it is. Let's move the Swifties to the sad robot. Maybe they will take advantage and kill Zuko for us. We don't know. Forsaken Monument is going to mess us up. Actually, does Forsaken Monument kill us now? I think it does. Good game. Yeah, we would have had Xaxes if we had blocked the Fleshraker. I guess we could have blocked here, but that's alright. Alright. Well, we got 3 wins, and we've got a loss at last. So let's keep rolling with it. I didn't build the Walls of Ba Sing Se because I felt like it was just going to be like a colorless good stuff deck. And no offense to that last opponent. Seems like that's the way to go with it. Anyway, game 5, we are up against the Boulder, ready to rumble. Waltzing Matilda. Let's do it. Yeah, I'll keep this. We will play out our Verge. We'll use that Verge to get out our Zuko. Oh, great. Zuko is going to give us the ability to... I think we put a counter on Zuko and we just try and get in there. Seems good. Sulphurous Springs into Wayfarer's Bauble. Wayfarer's Bauble is going to get us another red source. We're just going to go ahead and do that. Nah, we'll save it up. We don't have to do that at sorcery speed. We can abrade something if we want to. Which maybe we'll be able to. Slime Against Humanity. That is going to be an annoying deck to play against, but we can do it. We'll get there. Alright, Zuko. What do you think, Zuko? Give me some mana, I think. We'll play out our Swamp. We'll give ourselves a Black Mage. And attack with Zuko. And we'll hold up our mana as though we've got something. And we can crack the Wayfarer's Bauble on their turn. I mean, it's going to be another Slime. Unless they bring out the Boulder now. Nope, Slime Against Humanity. Alright. We'll Wayfarer's Bauble, get ourselves another mountain. Or our first mountain, I should say. Reaper's Talisman seems good. We'll draw a card because that's the best option for us. We will play this as our land for turn. I think we attack with Zuko And then Zuko's Conviction. Oh no, that's not the sacrifice version. Feed the Swarm on the Ooze. Reaper. Let's Ayara. Feed the Swarm on the Ooze. Pay the life for it. Do a little extra damage thanks to our Black Mage. Get in with Zuko and the Black Mage, why not? And then during our upkeep, we will use Ayara to sacrifice Zuko. It's the boulder. Ayara, will you please sacrifice Zuko for us? Thank you, Ayara. Yes, I guess we can... No, we'll put him in the graveyard. We'll let his conviction bring him back. Alright. Zuko's Conviction. Come on back. Give him another ping. Put him in our hand. Play out Zuko. Get a trigger from Ayara. And we've got 3 mana. I think we pass. More slime. It's a 4/4 this time, which is not something we can deal with as easily. Additional slime. It's a 5/5. Not great. We've got the boulder coming in. The boulder earthbends. Oh, this is a cool deck. This is a cool way of doing it. I think we can't kill the boulder, so we might as well just... Let's go for broke. Let's Undying Malice on Zuko. Block the boulder. Nasty End Zuko. So he'll come right back, and we draw 3 cards because he's legendary. And he gets a counter. So we can deal with a 4/4. We just can't deal with that 5/5. That's not a great draw for us. Oh, but we can Captive Audience. Oh, that's really cool. Is that a good choice? I don't think so, but we're doing it. I love Captive Audience. Play it out. Another trigger. Boom. Canyon Sloth. Let's just pass. They get to decide what they want to do. I'm so excited we get to play Captive Audience. That's great. Such a fun card. They lose half their life. Sounds good. Another slime. Okay. They've got another slime. Okay. So they can attack for what? 13? Putting us at 5? I think that's fine. We're gonna block the boulder, I think, with Zuko. Use a Yara to sacrifice Zuko. We take 9, go to 9. Zuko goes back to the command zone, we draw a card. Don't really care about the card. Yeah, but this wins us the game. So we've got our Phyrexian Tower, Blood Artist, trigger a Yara, drain them to 3. Zuko for 4. No, what we need to do is Reaper Talisman. Trigger the Black Mage. Put it on a Yara. Attack with a Yara. Good game, opponent. Got there. Good game, Waltzing Matilda. That was fun. We haven't gotten to see the Polluted Bonds games against Earthbending opponents, but that's okay with me. I don't think we've actually played against a Firebending opponent yet either. Sunstar Lightsmith, very nice. Let's keep going. This is going to be game 6, I believe. It's against Toph the First Metalbender. If you want to see a deck with Toph the First Metalbender, check out my channel. I posted it last Thursday. It's pretty fun. This hand is not good. We're not going to keep this. Too many big things. Fateful Handoff a little bit too early. Not enough land. We could maybe make it work, but we get a free mulligan, so might as well. Okay, good. We're on the play, or on the draw rather. We're going to Haunted Ridge as a tap land, so we can make sure we can play Zuko on turn 2. We do Toph as a 3/3. We've got May? Yeah, it's May. It's May. I should know this. It's Zuko's lady friend. We can kill her with Virtue Persistence, but I kind of want to just kill Toph, because there's only combo decks made from Toph. May is double strike counter, huh? Let's put a counter on Zuko. Just make Zuko a little bit bigger. I think we play this swamp and get ourselves a black mage. And this can't kill anything yet, so let's just pass. I would rather get Zuko to make us a mana next turn so that we can Goldspan Dragon. Barrels of Blasting Jelly, they can kill anything with that for 5 mana, but not yet. Oh, are they missing a land drop? Looks like. Okay. Maybe not. Sounds fine. Alright, Zuko. Give us some mana. It's red. Let's give ourselves a dragon. If we can attack with the dragon, we get more mana in the form of a treasure that taps for 2 mana, which we can use on our Mind Stone if we want to. Or we could just hang on to it and fake your own death, which is probably the smarter play. Yeah, seems good. All right, 21 all. Let's see what's next. We do need a way to not lose Zuko permanently. That would be nice. Shared roots. All right, they don't barrels of blasting jelly, yes. They filter through the barrels. Interesting. All right. All right, it's our turn. Ooh, Mayhem Devil's very nice. Let's draw another card. Zuko. Zuko. So we've got 4, 5, 6 mana, 7, 8 if we attack with the dragon. Let's do that. Let's get in with the dragon. We'll play out this land. I think we Rakdos? Yeah, let's Mind Stone. Do damage to them. Rakdos. Yeah, I suppose that's the best we can do. They've got to either let us draw 2 or sacrifice 2 of their non-lands. Presumably they'll let us draw 2. They did. Didn't get anything we can use on Zuko for next turn, but we will put a stop here. Actually, we'll put a stop here. Let's see if we can do anything to get Zuko, keep Zuko on our side of the board. They're not playing land. So I'm holding up removal to deal with Toph. But maybe we don't need to worry about Toph right now. I mean, we've got 10 damage in the air. They kill Zuko? I'm happy for them to kill Zuko. Zuko will feign death. We'll get them a ping in the process. I think they overestimate how powerful Zuko is for us. Or maybe they're just doing the best thing they can do you know, with their limited amount of mana. Yeah, it looks like they're stuck on mana, and that's unfortunate. We've all been there. We've got a Zuko trigger. We're going to go ahead and give Zuko... Let's have Zuko draw us a card. That seems fine. A braid is pretty good. Let's go in. We can attack with Zuko as well. That's a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and Virtue of Persistence without the removal spell side. I mean, we should just kill them here, put them out of their misery. Good game, opponent. Good game, Techno Wizard. So distracted by the fact that they were playing Toph the First Metal Bender, I didn't even name them. Sorry about that, Techno Wizard. Alright, let's do one more. And unless this one is super unsatisfying, we'll just call it there. Okay, we're against Heibai again. This is Iselman. Oh, we're both the Bargler. Spider-Man meme. Okay, this is not a capable hand, for sure. This is not terrific, but okay. Sure. Let's... I don't feel a lot of confidence against Heibai, especially with this hand, but we'll see what we get. Maybe it's... yeah, I think it's Heibai. Kazul's Fury. Tapped. Kazul's Cliffs. Would sure like to bolt that bird. Farseek. Okay. Yeah, we are going to be running low or running slowly. They're going to be going fast. What do we find with our Farseek? Is it a Triome? Is it a Surveil land? Triome. Savai. Very nice. So they've got all their colors. Or they will when they crack their Flooded Strand. We will shock in our Blood Crypt just to get Zuko. Next turn, our Raucous Theater doesn't tap for mana, so we might draw an untapped land, and if we do, what do? Heibai is pretty dangerous. They find the Northern Air Temple, which lets them drain us. We're the one doing drain here. That's not nice. They don't have any creature spells here, so I don't want to play this Raven Eagle yet. So I suppose we will put a counter on Zuko. Put a counter on Zuko? No, we're going to try for a different land. Hey, we got Urborg. Urborg does help them, though. Well, here's what we can do. We can play out the Basilisk Collar, and we can equip it to Zuko, and just pass, so that they know if they want to attack, they're going to lose their creature, just like we lose ours. Next turn, we can Ayara, which is pretty nice. Honden of Infinite Rage. That's pretty bad for us. There's a number of shrines they control, yep. Oh, but we can Harmless Offering, that's pretty fun. So, do we need mana this time? I think we need a counter. Counter seems fun. Let's Raucous Theater. Feed the Swarm will take care of one of their enchantments, if we need it to. We can... we sure can Ayara, that's true. Let's do that. Our Yara drains them a little bit, and we need a little bit of life right now. If we go to 21 from Zuko not being blocked, and then we go to 17, and then 15, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and attack with Zuko. If they block with something, that's fine. Otherwise, we're spending some of our mana next turn to Harmless Offering, which isn't ideal, but... Leyline Binding to get rid of a Yara. Oh, pretty good. We weren't going to block with her anyway, so that's fine. 2 damage to us. Heibai attacks, takes us to 15. Zuko takes us to 13. We feed the Swarm to get rid of the Hondan, probably? Because the Hondan can go anywhere, right? Any target, yeah. Southern Air Temple gives them counters on everything. Oh no. We're at 6 life. This is not where I wanted to be. Well, yeah, let's add a mana, I guess. What's the best thing we can do here? I don't think Harmless Offering is even the right choice anymore. If we feed the Swarm on their Hondan, that keeps Zuko alive, I guess. But Southern Air Temple is just going to put counters on everything. Yeah, there's not really a good choice here. We're going to feed the Swarm and get rid of, let's say, Leyline Binding. That seems fun to do. We go ahead and lose 6, and good game. Alright. Yeah, not the most satisfying game. We'll do one more. That was a fun way to get out, though. I have to admit. I like it when people go out on their own terms. Alright, probably our last game. This is game 8. We're against Zhao, the Moonslayer. Oh, I hope I can beat this guy. This player. I hope I can beat Zhao. Out mode. I hope I can beat you, out mode. Even though I wish you a good game. Let's play. Non-basic lands enter tapped. If they pay 7, Zhao is Blood Moon. Monastery Swift Spear? Okay, I see what we're doing here. Let's play out Zuko. Zuko gets destroyed. Seems fine. Saw that coming. And they've still got something else they can cash. That's unfortunate for us. Alright. We can play out our Bender's Water Skin, just to try and build toward our future. And it protects us if... I don't think Zhao is going to get out and become our Blood Moon, but you never know. Squee Dubious Monarch. That can't survive. Fungal Fortitude would be good for one of our creatures, but we have to Bedevil Squee. Oh, Squee can come back, can't he? Oh, it's 3 in a red and escape 4 cards, which maybe they'll get there. We need mana. Goblin Chain Whirler is really annoying, but fine. Doesn't trigger on attack though, just enter. That's fine. Oh, Dominaria 2018. I miss you. Morbid Opportunist. You can at least block. And we can Fungal Fortitude you if we need to. Chain Lightning to kill it. Fungal Fortitude to bring it back. Or they use another removal spell. We'll see. Seems good. Alright. So, Monastery Swift Spear, so we're going to 8, is that right? Looks like. And they got plenty that they can escape Squee with now. Well. We're gonna Raven Eagle, I think. We're hurting for stuff. We will get rid of Squee. Let's go ahead and crack this clue, just to drain them for a life. We're on the board. It's probably not worth it to play Combustion Man or Atali versus Zuko and Humble Defector as blockers. But I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to play something big. Hopefully the Raven Eagle survives. We may take 5 here or even more. We'll see. Fugitive Codebreaker is hasty. It's pretty good. We lose our Raven Eagle. And do we lose right now? Yeah, we do. Good game, opponent. Good game, Oat Mode. Zuko did lose to Zhao earlier in the series, I guess. That's worth noting. And it's not really Zhao. Does he defeat Zhao at the end of Season 1? Or is it Aang that does? We're going to play one more. Just because I don't want Zuko to end his run having lost to Zhao. I don't mind losing to Oat Mode, though. Good game, opponent. Alright, I think this is our 9th game, and it's Zuko versus Zuko! Okay, this is fine. I'm happy with either of us to win. Man's 31. I'm ready to play against you. Not with this hand, though. This hand is also not great. But I will keep it. We're going to play out our Malakir Mire. That way we can play anything else, Arcane Signet, and we have our colors. Okay. Phyrexian Tower, Arcane Signet. We have our colors. We've got red, we've got Zuko, we've got a Mind Stone, in fact. A Johnny flips if we let a cat die. Well, we want a Johnny to be the cat that dies. We can do that with Deadly Precision next turn if we want to. It'll cost us 5 mana, but we can do it. There's Zuko. We will not block. Zuko has Firebending X, where that's his power. And when you cast things from exile, you get counters on him. That's true. Alright, so if we were to add a mana, Goldspan Dragon, Dubious Delicacy to kill a Johnny, that's fine. Let's do that. Add a mana, Goldspan Dragon. Attack with the dragon. Get a treasure. Demolition Field. Dubious Delicacy. Killing a Johnny. That's okay with me. And then we can Deadly Precision if we really want to. We don't. Deadly Precision is not as good as Annihilating Glare, but it's fine. Flame Slash to kill our Goldspan Dragon. Well, that's alright. We can always Zuko's Conviction it back to the battlefield if we want to. And it has haste, so pretty helpful. Interestingly, Zuko does not have prowess. So they have to cast something from exile to make Zuko bigger, or big enough to kill his past self. I don't know. I really like Zuko's arc in the story, so I kind of want our opponent to win for flavor reasons, but we're going to see. Oh, looks like he's going to path to exile his old self. He was exiled, that's fair. Let's get ourselves another swamp. Zuko here. Zuko's conviction is an instant? I didn't even realize. Firebending a little bit. We'll lose 4. Let's go ahead and use this to put the gold span back in our hand. Vein Ripper is very tempting. So what are we looking at? 7 mana. Use 5 for the Goldspan Dragon. Goes to 2. Attack with the Goldspan Dragon. Make a treasure. Goes to 4. We can replay Zuko if we want to. I think that's probably the best shot. Attack with the Goldspan. Deadly Precision lets us sacrifice an artifact. We could sacrifice our Dubious Delicacy to kill their Zuko. That's not horrible. Let's do that. Goodbye, Dubious Delicacy. We've still got 3 mana for something. Fury is bonkers. Well, okay. Sure wish we still had Deadly Precision. That's nuts. But Zuko dealing with his Fury makes sense to me, I suppose. Let's Vein Ripper. Play out the Temple of Maliche. Itali Primal Storm is big and therefore can block Fury. That seems worth it. I sort of want to... Fury triggers on attacks too, doesn't it? So Fury's doing 10 damage to us. Which means we die if they get rid of the Vein Ripper. No, if we get rid of the Vein Ripper, something else will happen. We won't be quite dead because we'll get the Vein Ripper trigger first. Fury triggers Inti. Inti puts a counter on Fury. I think we let the Vein Ripper go. This is Despark. Yeah, Vein Ripper's just going to get Desparked anyway. Drain them a little bit. Four life isn't nothing. It's fine. Let's play out Itali. Wish we could get Zuko at the same time, but Itali is fine. Oh, they didn't... Ah, I forgot. They only got to play something exiled with Inti that turn. This is just to get the Inti trigger, presumably. They discard Wrench, Speedway Saboteur. I don't know this card. This is... Oh, this is Black Cat from the Spider-Man set. Seize Opportunity. Each creature. Lets them get some more cards they can play. Cathar Commando they can play. Which is not enough to save their cat if we block with Itali. Which I think we will. We'll see if this kills Itali. Nope. We're okay. For now. They've got big stuff on their board. But maybe we get to cast something for free with Itali. We're going to find out. They can play their Cathar Commando if they want to. But they can... Ooh. Yep, here we go. Let's Gear Hulk. Let's hope for the best here. Will they let us draw 3 cards? We've got 3 mana. Haven't played a land yet. Yep. That's not ideal for us, but we can Atali and maybe something better will happen. We'll find out. 2 lands. Never mind. At least they're running the Avatar lands as well. I'm glad that they're doing that. Blocks. I will definitely kill Zuko. You have a trick? Oh, Zuko gets a little bit bigger. Can't kill Zuko. That's a cool bit of tech for this deck. Nice. We will play our Zuko, however. Philia. Does Philia kill us? I don't think so. Philia attacks. Blinks away our Gear Hulk. We can chump with Zuko. They're doing 8 to us. But then our Gear Hulk comes back. And we get the Gear Hulk trigger again, which draws us some cards. Oh, they blink Zuko. Okay. That's fine. Six, 5 is 11. Decline. We will get Zuko back with Philia. They kill the Gear Hulk? They do. So that's 11, 12, 13. So we're not dead, but we're pretty close. Pretty close. And Lelia. Oh, they could have... Oh, yeah, there it is. We're going to say good game. We're going to send Zuko to their side so he can watch us die. And his past is gone, and he becomes Fire Lord Zuko. I don't think I could ask for a better ending, other than maybe killing Ozai or Azula. I don't know. Anyway, that is the Zuko Conflicted. Again, check out the Moxfield list linked in this video's description if you want to take a look at what I've put together and maybe build your own version of it. And as I mentioned before, I'm releasing a new Avatar: The Last Airbender Commander deck every Thursday until the Lorman set drops. So check out this Thursday if you want to see Fire Lord Zuko or any of the other Commander decks I've already released and will continue to release. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be notified for when I post new videos, which is pretty often. And remember, most of all, magic is fun. You should play more Magic.